world of Chainsaw Man is immersive and rich, with its grounded and darker aesthetics propping up the story, juxtaposed with its charming but equally flawed characters. Due to this, Chainsaw Man has quite a few pieces of cut and changed content from Fujimoto's original work of the same name. So in this video, we will be tackling 5 things cut from Chainsaw Man Episode 5. If you haven't already, become a subscriber on the road to 100K. By doing so, you'll help support my own dream. The very first change in Chainsaw Man Episode 5 is quite interesting, but a welcomed change nonetheless. After Denji is able to grasp Power's, less than bountiful bosom, this bleeds into a scene where Denji and Makima interact, leading to Makima getting Denji to take on the Gun Devil, with the deal that he can do anything he wants to her. And she means anything. However, in the manga, as Denji and Power are walking to public safety, we see Power following behind with her mouth agape, saying something, but we don't know what. Well, in the anime, Mappa decided to fill this in with their own dialogue, as these simple 2 panels are actually now turned into a nice character building moment for Power and Denji. Denji is in a state after touching Power's memories, including the prying calls from Power to grab his attention, ending in a little chop to Denji's noggin. While a small change, this edition really gives a nice expressive character moment for Power. You're supposed to take from this that Denji feels unsure about what he has just experienced, if he liked touching her milkshakes or if he didn't. He achieved one of his dreams, went through all of the pain and even betrayal dealing with Power and the Bat Devil, only to touch a pair? It doesn't add up. It does not compute, and thus, Power resorts to an annoying chop to Denji's head, showing that she has no sense of common decency. It doesn't matter though, I'm a Himeno and Kobeni stan after this episode anyways. Though I still like Power. Speaking of dialogue changes, this episode really went hard on having interesting and character-rich background dialogue that the manga simply did not have. One such little interaction really goes a long way in showing how small verbiage changes and simple additions can make a scene in an anime much more dynamic than in a manga. At one point in the episode, Arai scolds Denji for wanting to French kiss Himeno because he is in debt to Himeno for training him. Well, maybe also because he wants to be the one to kiss Himeno too. I guess everyone is a simp for someone in Chainsaw Man. However, in the anime version, Power joins in while this is happening to seemingly pile on and bully Denji further, making sly and rude remarks towards Denji. Some of them very humorous, though ultimately very mean. While a small addition, this once again shows the fiendish nature of Power to torment humans, reminding us all in a humorous and albeit cruel way that Power still gets her kicks by seeing humans suffer. One of the more shocking moments comes later in the episode, when Arai figures out that they seem to be stuck on the 8th floor permanently. In the anime, Arai comes across the same pool of blood from the devil they slayed moments prior, leading to him going down the stairs, only to realize, hey, they're still on the 8th floor. However, in the manga, the puddle of blood wasn't how Arai noticed they were stuck on the 8th floor. Instead, he identified such by using a plaque on the wall in the manga. As well, during this moment, before Arai heads to the stairs, we hear Power talking to Denji about how she does look like she'd be unpleasant raw, suggesting that she boil her instead, while Denji calls her a pervert and stupid. This is not in the manga. Though, who is Power wanting to cook? Is it Himeno or Kobeni? My bet is Kobeni. Why? Well, she looks submissive and edible, of course. The human flesh of the innocent. Introduced in episode 4, Himeno has already taken the fanbase of Chainsaw Man's anime by storm, being pretty much the only half-decent human woman in this series so far. The woman with an eye patch is equal parts charming and humorously cheeky. She's cute, though that may be, Himeno is far from just a character we all adore because she's in a cast of people who are as childish as, well, children. She's actually dangerous. Making a contract with the Ghost Devil, she sacrificed one of her eyes so that she may be able to freely use the ghost's right hand with her own. In the anime, Power questions if Himeno should be sharing as much as she does about her abilities with Power. She says she has a few tricks beyond her abilities to use the ghost hand. However, in the colored manga of Chainsaw Man, Himeno explicitly states that she has a trump card up her sleeve. This is a significant verbiage change because a trump card suggests something really big, rather than in the anime where it seems like she's offhandedly suggesting that, well, she's got a couple more things and she's a little bit more powerful than she lets on. So what could be Himeno's trump card? Why was this line, specifically from the color manga, worded so differently? Could it be a translation error on the manga or anime's part? Either way, Himeno seems to be much more powerful than she already does. I guess that's because she's the best girl. And Kobeni. And Power. And Pochita. The Gun Devil in the world of Chainsaw Man is currently the big bad, eliminating 1.2 million people off the face of the earth in just mere seconds. He is public enemy number 1. But did you know that the anime and MAPPA's writers left out a lot more info that makes the Gun Devil seem even more terrifying than it already did? That's right. In the manga, Fujimoto actually gave us a detailed breakdown on not only the amount of people killed in the first Gun Devil attack, just like the anime, but also the death toll in each region of the world that was hit on that day. So, here we go. On November 18th at 10 a.m., the Gun Devil killed a staggering 1.2 million people in 5 minutes. In 26 seconds, Japan had 57,912 deaths, the United States for 124 seconds with 548,012 deaths, China 37 seconds, 316,932 deaths, Canada 7 seconds for 8,481, Soviet Union 210 seconds for 155,302, which, by the way, seems the Soviet Union still exists in this world, Mexico 2 seconds for 6,088, Hawaii only a mere 0.4 seconds with 780 deaths, and finally, India with 15 seconds for 29,950 deaths. Admittedly, the manga gives a much more clear idea of the horror and destruction that the Gun Devil causes in explicit detail, while the anime simply glances over those small details. Though, it's pretty clear why they decided to remove such a lengthy and detailed explanation. This episode of Chainsaw Man actually nearly covered 4 chapters of the manga in one episode. So, by adding in these bonus statistics, the pace of the episode would be slowed for little gain, simply telling the viewer that 1.2 million people were killed in 5 minutes, as opposed to this detailed breakdown, would likely make this scene cumbersome with too much detail. This is why MAPPA, in my opinion, is one of the best studios when it comes to adaptations. They are able to identify things they can cut which will enhance the experience overall. In many ways, by watching a MAPPA adaptation, in most cases, you're most likely to get a more unique experience, something more hands-on than, say, a basic one-to-one adaptation with little to no care on the viewer's experience. The idea that all anime adaptations need to be one-to-one is one that I think is somewhat misguided, as sometimes the manga experience cannot be replicated. It needs to have some things cut or added for an anime viewer. In other words, there are different expectations a viewer has over a reader. This is why this cut made sense. It was not needed in the anime, and so they cut it. Simple as that. Those were 5 changes for Chainsaw Man Episode 5. Thank you for watching. Tell me, what was your favorite piece of cut content from this week's episode? Put it down in the comments below. As well, become a patron to get access to exclusive content. It's a great way to support and help grow the quality of content I produce here. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.